Hi everyone, this is JD, your gadget review friend. Poco is a sub-brand of Xiaomi that takes flagship killer term in a whole new level. Sometimes when you have a flagship killer, you will have a phone with nice specs but will lack on certain areas like camera, battery, or screen. Poco F3 doesn't have a flaw of a typical flagship killer, as it almost has no flaws, maybe a decent performing areas, and still give you a cheap price tag. This is a review of Poco F3, the best flagship killer yet. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, my friend. Let's go! Let's start with the build quality, as this phone is nothing short of premium. At $300, I don't know how Xiaomi was able to squeeze in Gorilla Glass 5 both front and back. It has a plastic frame, and although I know it's not the most premium choice, but that helps with the antenna and the weight of the phone. There's no hiding of the antenna lines, and it only weighs in at 196 grams. For a phone that's almost 6.7 inch, that's light. The design of this phone is what we expect from a flagship phone of 2021. The front looks the same as the other Android flagship phone, with punch hole in the middle. Some doesn't like the shiny surround of the selfie camera, as it looks cheaper. The back houses a gorgeous looking triple camera setup, with two of them having a bigger circular design. The main sensor has a silver accent that looks really good. It is essentially a rebranded Redmi K40, and it also sports identical design to the Xiaomi Mi 11i. It is the same phone, partially configured for different markets and price points. The camera module is a raised bump similar to an iPhone, but not frosted, just a clear raised bump. The Poco logo also stands out at the back with a triangular shaped accent design. It's bold, might not be for everyone, but kinda cool too. The right side of the phone houses the power/fingerprint sensor, which is better than the in-display fingerprint sensor, which sometimes is buggy once you put a screen protector on it. Speaking of the new Pixel 6 and other optical scanner from Samsung. The sensor is fast, and it will take a split second to open the gorgeous 6.67-inch AMOLED screen. The screen is phenomenal. It can achieve a maximum auto brightness of 900 nits and 1300 nits peak when watching HDR video content. It adopts a typical all-screen approach with a slightly larger chin and a dead flat display. Some of us actually prefer a flat screen rather than an easily breakable curved screen. This phone is perfect for gamers like me and video watchers on a mid-range budget because of its superb screen. You don't get that extravagant full Quad HD Plus resolution, of course, but Full HD Plus proves to be plenty for the naked eye. It is vibrant with support for HDR10 Plus and full 120Hz refresh rate, so everything scrolls super smoothly. The official line is, "It is Poco's clearest display yet," which is the most honest description of the screen. The performance of this phone is nothing short of top-notch. It is not Snapdragon 888 or Snapdragon Gen 1, but the Snapdragon 870 running on this phone can run anything, anytime. The Poco F3's trump card, aside from its excellent display, is the raw performance level. It is faster than its peers and is capable of going toe-to-toe with the phones twice of its price. Combined with 6 to 8 gigs of RAM means you're getting a flagship performance here, even if it's not at the cutting edge. I can play Mobile Legends in ultra settings and Genshin Impact on high settings with buttery smooth performance. There's enough storage with a choice of either 128 or 256 gig on a speedy UF 3.1 storage. Although there's no room for expansion, the Snapdragon 870 also provides the super fast 5G connectivity. The sound of this phone is really good with those loud stereo speakers, though without the headphone jack, it might be less desired. I know they're competing with the flagship phone, but they don't offer IP68 water and dust resistant, so I don't see any reason why they didn't add the headphone jack. They can solve this phone a little bit more adding the headphone jack. I think that will be perfectly fine for the consumers, but that's just me. The stereo speakers made this phone the best entertainment phone at $300. The battery is at champ at 4520 mAh, which will give you a full day of intensive usage. In real life tests, I wasn't able to kill this phone in one day if I will only use it for calls, texts, and internet use. The result will vary. If you decide to put 2 to 3 hours of gaming, you might end up charging this device at the end of the day, which will not be an issue because of the 33 watts fast charging, which will full charge the device in less than an hour. However, there's no wireless charging, which I believe is fair given the price point. Hey, just a side note, if you own Poco F3 or any phones you see on our channel, we're making more videos of these phones in the future. Please hit the subscribe button to see more videos like this. This phone has 48 megapixel main based on a Sony IMX582 sensor with an f1.8 lens and face detection autofocus. This is backed by 8 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide and a 5 megapixel f2.4 macro lens, while the selfie are handled by a 20 megapixel f2.5 front camera. Some reported they were slightly disappointed with the results of shooting with the Poco F3. It's not that the image and videos were poor, but they were just okay. I think at the end of the day, the phone is so impressive, they were not used to getting an okay result. Daylight shooting is perfectly decent with bright and well-balanced exposure. There's also a that adjusts the exposure and color profile depending on the scene. I also shot Northern Lights before using long exposure menu, and it gained a lot of likes on social media, proving you don't need the best camera in the world. It takes decent shot, that's all you need. Mediocre camera phones today might be the best camera phone 2 to 3 years ago. The rear camera shoots at 4K at 30 FPS, and the selfie can record 1080p at 30 FPS. Standard video recording for Poco F3, nothing out of ordinary. So what is Gadget Rev Now's verdict? Is Poco F3 the best flagship killer in 2021? I honestly can't complain with what Xiaomi offered on Poco F3. It's just plainly the best deal you can get today with an overclocked Snapdragon 870. I think the closest competitor at the price range will be OnePlus 8 of last year, but that's only sporting a Snapdragon 865. I will not recommend this to people who loves the best camera phone possible. There are plenty of options from Pixel and Samsung, and if you badly need of a headphone jack, it only supports dongle, but the voice from the caller or the other line won't be as loud as having a dedicated headphone jack. And I will recommend this to anyone looking for a gaming phone with a sleek design, bright AMOLED display, and long battery life. It's really hard to complain knowing what you can score or get on this device, only paying $300. What are the other options? Realme GT is $800, Asus Zenfone 8 is $700, Xiaomi Mi 11 is $700, and Vivo X70 Pro is also $700. This phone is half the price of those phones, and I doubt there's a significant difference in performance. Poco F3 is different, impressive, and enjoyable to use. Consider everything you will get from it. For me, this is the best flagship killer of 2021 and maybe even early next year, hands down. I think only the next Poco F4 can beat Poco F3, probably. And I will do more comparison videos of this phone on our channel, so stay tuned. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.